Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Northern meeting, colleagues, let's consider the issues related to the creation of the Leningrad and Moscow military districts with the simultaneous strengthening of groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation on our western borders. The collective West is waging an indirect war against Russia, providing unprecedented support to the puppet Kiev regime. Since February last year, Ukraine has received hundreds of tanks, more than 4,000 armored fighting vehicles and armored vehicles, over 1,100 field artillery guns, as well as dozens of modern multiple rocket launchers and anti-aircraft missile systems of Western production. The total amount of assistance from NATO states, the European Union and their partners exceeded $160 billion. At the same time, the United States is steadily raising the stakes, seeking supplies from allies of increasingly long-range and deadly weapons. In May, British long-range guided missiles were transferred to Ukraine to the Shoigu side. In the conditions of the growing shortage of ammunition for Western-style artillery systems by the armed forces of Ukraine, Washington committed a war crime by including cluster munitions in the aid package of the banned International Convention. In addition, NATO countries are actively working on the issue of transferring F-16 tactical fighters to Kiev. The willingness of the West to invest in Ukraine a significant part of the available resources in order to turn the situation on the battlefield in its favor creates serious risks of further escalation of the conflict. In the western and northwestern strategic directions, threats to the military security of the Russian Federation have increased many times. Joining NATO in Finland and Sweden in the future is a serious destabilizing factor. After Helsinki joined the alliance, Russia's land border with the bloc countries has almost doubled. Additional military contingents and NATO strike weapons are likely to be deployed on Finnish territory, capable of hitting critically important objects in the northwest of Russia to a considerable depth. The existing risks are associated with the militarization of Poland, which has become the main tool of the anti-Russian policy of the United States of America. Warsaw has announced its intention to build, according to the Poles, the most powerful army on the continent. In this regard, large-scale purchases of weapons from the United States of America, Great Britain, the Republic of Korea, including tanks, artillery systems, air defense, missile defense and combat aircraft, have been launched. In addition, there are plans to create on a regular basis the so-called Polish-Ukrainian connection, ostensibly to ensure the security of Western Ukraine, and in fact, for the subsequent occupation of this territory. Taking into account the armed forces of Eastern European countries, about 360,000 military personnel, 8,000 armored vehicles, 6,000 artillery systems and mortars, 650 aircraft and helicopters are deployed directly near the borders of the Union state. The number of formations outside the regional states of the North Atlantic Bloc has increased 2.5 times since February last year and exceeded 30,000 people. These threats to Russia's military security require a timely and adequate response. We will discuss the necessary measures to neutralize them at the meeting and make an appropriate decision.